Nucleus Messages serves as an easy way to communicate with your congregation through email. In this video, we'll go over the basics of messages so that you can get started with your first email campaign. Everything you need to get started sending messages to your church you'll find in Nucleus People, so head over to the People product, then click Messages on the top of your screen. Here, you'll be able to see a list of all the messages campaigns you have active, as well as drafted ones. To create a new campaign, click Add New on the right-hand side of the screen. You'll be prompted to create a name for the campaign. You can change this later if you want, but for this example, we'll write small groups. After naming your campaign, your first step is to select your audience. You have a few options on setting this up. The first is to manually add people. This is helpful for sending a quick blast to subscribers that you already have a list of. You can add people individually if you like, entering them one at a time, or you can import subscribers in bulk through copy and paste from another email tool where you already have an audience or subscriber list created. The next option is fixed. This option will only gather subscribers who exist currently in Nucleus and match the rule you choose at the time you initially set up and populate your audience. To gather subscribers for a fixed audience, you just select how to populate the list. You can choose from a connection type, people list, flow, giving fund. And this is why taking advantage of connection types and people lists is so powerful. Instead of adding subscribers email by email to your audience, one click here will add everyone that you want to the list based on their connection, a list you've organized, or an action they've taken with your church, like filling out a flow or giving to a particular fund, which is super helpful. The last type of audience is dynamic, and this is very similar to the fixed option and configured in much the same way. However, unlike a fixed audience, which is a one-and-done setup, with a dynamic audience, the subscriber list is left open, so to speak. This way, your subscriber list will initially build based on who matches your rules now, just like a fixed audience, but instead of stopping there, it will continue to build over time as new people match the populate rule that you choose. This is super helpful for those times when you want to make sure your audience is always up to date and your people get added to the right campaigns automatically as they take next steps with your church or get connected. For this example, let's go with a fixed audience as we have a sign-up flow for small groups that we ran, and now we need to email everyone who signed up. We'll click a flow, then select our small group flow to pull from. Don't forget to save changes. From the next page you see, you can always add or unsubscribe people manually from your audience, and important to note, this is true no matter what audience type you select to initially gather subscribers. Now, let's create our first email. Click Emails on the top left of the screen. This is where all your emails for this campaign will live. Click Add Now to add a new email and add a name. We'll type Welcome to Small Groups. Next, you'll be prompted to add the sender name and email. We recommend personalizing this to who the person in charge is. So if you have a small group's pastor, put their name and email there versus the church name and email. You'll get more opens with this strategy. And now scroll down and just start writing your email. Make sure you add a subject line and then type in and format your message. You can even personalize the email subject line or greeting in your email by referring to the subscriber by name. After that, you have a few options for sending the email. You don't have to send it right away. You can always save it as a draft if you want to save your progress and finish it up later. You can also choose to send it in the future at a specific time and date, or send it immediately. Whatever you decide, don't forget to save changes, and once you're ready to begin sending, click Start Campaign in the top right. And that's it. You've successfully created your first email campaign and gotten it started. You can add and send more emails to this same campaign at any time or create other campaigns. The sky's the limit. Have fun.